Cops in Michigan are investigating a group of teenagers in Granville after a selfie has been passed around the internet showing a girl giving oral sex to a boy. Of course, someone in the picture is underage, although authorities refuse to identify who they are or who is underage in the picture. The picture also includes 4 other young people, teenagers, that were watching as the sex act was happening. 3 of them were male and 1 of them were female. Now, the reason why investigators are looking into this case is because it involves minors, and as a result, they consider it child pornography. So this raises a lot of concerns about what child pornography is and what types of charges teenagers should face should they produce this type of content and distribute this type of content. So the cops have already said that as they're investigating, they're warning Granville parents that their kids could face child pornography charges for sharing the photo. And again, it's not clear yet who first shared the photo, we don't know who did it, or if the sex act was even consensual.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're looking into all of that. Now, aside from this incident, I do want to have a broader discussion about what we should do when teenagers take these types of pictures and distribute these types of pictures. Because right now, cops are talking about criminal charges. Does it make sense to charge teenagers with child pornography if they have produced it themselves and if they are sharing it?
Yeah, look, I think that if you are a teen in America and you star in your own selfie pornography, you're going to be punished enough by your peers, I think. I don't think we also need to throw you in jail for it. I think it's, look, we do need to stop the spread of child pornography, but if it's the person themselves who are making it, that's ridiculous. I mean, if that's the case, then some of the celebrities who were involved in the fappening who were underage at the time of it could go to jail as a result of creating child porn. That's ridiculous. We can't allow that.
Yeah, our answer to everything that makes us uncomfortable or anything that could be dangerous is always punitive, right?
Yeah.
Like, what should we do? We need to charge them, we need to convict them, we need to incarcerate them. It's always punitive. So, I mean, I would think about preventative measures, okay? Here's one thing that we're afraid to talk about in a lot of schools throughout the country. We're afraid to have comprehensive sex ed. That's one thing. But also in this new digital age, I think it makes sense to have a course focused on these types of issues for teenagers. So what are the ramifications of taking these types of pictures and distributing these types of pictures online? Okay, what could it do to your future? I don't think that teens are forced to sit down and really think about these things before they do it. So sexting is a big thing, right? It's a big controversy, but adults don't want to address it in a smart way, and the smart way is through education. They want to address it in a punitive way, and that doesn't actually solve the problem, right?
Yeah, okay. I agree with you that I think education should be, rather than sort of punitive measures, that's how we should approach it. But at the same time, that I think that if you were to have these kids like before 8th grade or something like that sit down, I don't know that it would influence them very much. I mean, look, there are things that are just true about the modern age. If you eat a lot of carbs and everything has carbs in it, you're probably gonna get fat. You can educate people about the effects of carbs. They're probably still gonna get fat.
I know, but carbs are also addictive, and sugar is addictive.
So sharing nudie pics. But yeah, no, like I think we just have to understand that if you educate them, some then won't take the pictures, which will be good. But I do think that it's just a thing that people do now, and what we need to do is not come down like the hammer of Thor on anybody who is seen naked in a photo or something like that. Like, okay, they were naked in a photo. They're also naked in their bathroom sometimes. Like, we just, like, let's not stigmatize it so much that a girl's life is ruined in 7th grade if it comes out.
Look, I agree with you when it comes to nude pictures. We shouldn't stigmatize it, but unfortunately it is stigmatized, and it does have
I'm trying to change it.
I know, but it does have negative ramifications for the girl, especially in the future when it comes to getting a job, when it comes to establishing relationships, when it comes to avoiding bullying and all of that other stuff. But a nude picture is entirely different from a teenager doing a sex act in a photo.
That's true.
And in this case, you have a teenage girl performing oral sex in a selfie. And I don't know how that was distributed online initially, but it's gonna have terrible consequences. And so I would want to sit these girls down, and boys as well, and talk about what happens in case after case where sex acts are performed and they're documented and then they're distributed online.
Yeah, so the final thing that I want to say about this, just Look, I think it's not the end of the world. Like, from my point of view, if you're naked, or even if they see you having sex or something like that, like the celebrities who are affected by the fappening and everything, we shouldn't like demonize them and everything because they did these things. But at the same time, don't take a blowjob selfie. That's absolutely ridiculous. Obviously haven't seen the picture, but I wonder, is it actually a selfie? She is taking the photo as she's doing it?
Okay, so
because they use that term now to mean just a photo.
I know. And the issue is, we haven't seen the picture. I don't want to see the picture.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's actually a selfie. The only thing that I know is that it's a girl doing a sex act, and then there are 4 other teenagers in the photo watching.
Yeah. The reason I ask is I wonder, in terms of, like, I'm not much of a photographer, but if it is literally she's taking a selfie as she's doing it, how does she frame up 4 additional people in the photo at the same time? How does that even work?
I mean, she's found her calling, right?
Oh, God.
Okay. Anyway, that was a joke.
Okay.